Over. 6. Over. 6.
There you go. There it is, X Talkers. 4 o'clock, time for another fine edition of X Talk Live on the X platform, the platform of X, free speech and all that.
It is Friday, right?
No. No, not Friday. It's a Tuesday.
Oh, my God.
It's a Tuesday.
You're going to have to forgive me today. I am dead. I'm like so dead.
That's
today.
okay.
My God.
You can be dead. I'm used to that with girls.
We have been working so hard to get Christmas pulled off in the house and, you know, rearranging furniture and making accommodations for the puppy and staying up all night with the puppy.
I have been pulling off for Christmas, yes.
I'm dead.
Well, anyway, gang, you are listening to the one, the only Chris Crash Taylor in the big chair for you today. And, of course, the side chair. The little side chair. I got a little something on the side. It's Zero Dark Kitty.
Meow.
So what's good, Kitty? I know you're just telling us you're dead, you're dying.
Oh, God, I am so. I just need a nap. I'll be okay. I'm not getting my quota of cat naps anymore. So
Right.
that's the problem.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to give a shout out to the one, the only UFO in the house.
Hey, you made it. Right on.
You made it. And, of course, the one, the only Bubba the cat, the only cat in America, I believe, who is actively seeking to free the J6 prisoners. We got some updates on that for you today, Sarah. So stay tuned on that.
We do? Oh, yes, I guess.
We had all kinds of stuff. And, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as always, we have the Pet Collective.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a collection of pets
That we love. That's right.
I don't know. Some of these I wouldn't go that far. There was one Irish setter there just on the couch of mud.
Oh, I saw that actually. So, a little Irish setter story. When I was a kid, I guess 10, 11.
Oh, I love this story. Yep.
Isn't it a great story?
Yep.
I had roller skates, all right? And back in then, kids could play outside. And I used to roller skate around the block. And there was this one Irish setter that would watch me go around the block and go around the block.
Yeah.
And one day it got out and it bit me right in the butt. And then, and I went to the hospital. I got a tetanus shot. It was terrible. You know, my father was flipping out on the owners. I'm like, it's okay. You know, it's cool. It's fine. And then
my parents, however, are going to sue you into oblivion.
No, that was me telling my parents that it was cool and it was fine. Everything was good.
Yeah.
And I would walk past this Irish setter every day and it wouldn't do a thing. It would lick me through the fence. It would, blah, blah. So, but I was on roller skates. It was like I became an alien enemy that it had to kill.
Right.
And it just lost it. So not long after that, maybe, because it was during the summertime. So maybe a few weeks or whatever after that, a month after that, after the first bitten butt,
right,
I'm riding my bike. And because I'm only 10, I'm riding it on the sidewalk and not in the street, right?
Yeah.
And some gun, if that Irish setter didn't get out and bite me in the butt again.
No.
Yes, twice. I'd already had a tetanus shot not long before that, so I didn't go get another one. And I didn't tell my parents that time because I knew my father would kill that dog.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's my Irish setter story.
Damn.
Beautiful, beautiful dog. And I wasn't mad at him. He was just being a dog.
Hey, he's just getting a mouthful of ass.
That's right.
That's what he was doing.
Exactly.
I do that whenever I can.
True story. Yeah.
Yeah. So there it is. Want to welcome the gold guy, Mr. Mike. He is in the house today, no doubt sitting on higher and higher piles of gold.
Right.
That's what you do when you're a gold guy, right?
Yeah.
No silver for this boy. Yeah.
No silver.
Nope.
Silver and gold. That's a song.
Yeah, let's start singing Burl Ives.
I'm too tired to sing Burl Ives.
The great holiday hits of yesteryear.
Yes.
You and I can just sing. That's what we'll do.
Maybe tomorrow when I'm awake and conscious. Tomorrow when I'm conscious. Not today. And it is 2 for Tuesday today.
It is.
So we get double the pleasure today.
Oh, man, and what pleasure it is.
Oh, it's been a riot so far.
God.
Yeah.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We also have our live shot outside the studio. Bob is, now Bob, he's come out of that vortex, the vortex that all the drones were coming out of in New Jersey there.
Oh, yeah.
He went into that yesterday. We got a report from him yesterday. If you missed that, go back and catch that one.
All right.
Today, the feed is still going. He's now walking on the surface of the moon. But I think there's a problem with time because he's walking on the surface of the moon, looking up at the Earth
Okay.
as he's walking to the moon.
Right.
Here we go. I'll just
I don't have that shot of that
I'll
monitor.
switch to him briefly.
I have way too many
there is he.
monitors in here. It's the only one I can't see from
Get
my
to him.
vantage point.
There he is. He's walking towards the Earth on the moon, but it seems to be nighttime over the USA.
I see. Oh, okay.
So he is clearly not in our time. Now, I've tried to talk to him like we did yesterday.
Right. That was very cool yesterday, speaking to outer space.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Well, he's non-responsive today. It's good to see he's still alive.
Yes.
And, of course, the WSPC Rover 1 is right behind him, following him along.
And it had better be.
But, he's not talking. So
Okay. Well,
I don't know that, we got some tweets out to, Miles deGrasse Tyson there, whatever his name is, Neil, Miles, Bill.
Neil.
One of those Tyson guys
Yeah.
out there, see if they know what's going on. But I don't know. He's in a different time.
Elon would know.
Well, we're going to talk about that. I don't think
are.
he would know as much as you think he knows.
Oh, my God.
No,
Okay.
No.
Yes. There needs to be a day of the week that starts with an N, so it could be negative nina day.
Negative Nina Day
Yes.
was crashed. The negative Nelly. Yeah.
That's all day today. It's been
Oh,
inflaming, to say the least.
great.
Yeah,
Great.
totally.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
See, I use words like great and fantastic because they're so negative.
Yeah. When you use it with that sarcastic tone, yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
yes, that's it.
100%.
Well, let's get back to the alligator cam.
I
Yeah,
love the alligator cam.
there he is.
So
Okay,
cute.
Great. Well, don't worry. We've got your Browsertron 5000 with the stories today. Double
Yeah.
shots, of course. So let's,
Well, only have a couple of them.
a couple of what?
Only double shots on a couple stories.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Okay, right.
Some weren't worth double shots, just single shots.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
Yes, don't mind the punch junkie delirium over here. That meaning me, because I'm
Oh, yeah. You're just a bag of party.
I'm winging it right now. I'm winging it.
All right. Well, let's head over to the Browsertron and see what's first up for bids on the old show today.
Okay. Because I
Can-
don't
can we do
remember.
If you're just here for the pets, we understand, and they are up in the top right of your screen.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Apparently, Husky Hospital
So cute.
is on right now.
Look at that. Aw.
Uh-huh.
Oh, on a little bit of Taylortown note, Ruger is getting his first bath tonight.
Oh,
Yes. So that should be cute. I'll take pictures.
his skin hasn't even finished growing yet. You're
Right.
already-
Yeah. Well, he's 10 weeks old now. Yeah, 10 weeks old. So
Right.
mhm.
It's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
He had his first bath.
I have one every 10 weeks.
And I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah. She always is. Every time I go and have a shower, she's just like, oh my God, really? Who is this guy? Is that you? Yeah.
Fair point. Okay.
Right.
So what do we got first?
Okay, well, today,
Yes.
first up on the old hit parade is, of course, Pat Webb.
Yes.
Pat Webb. Can I say it again?
You
Pat
can
Webb.
say it again.
Check the P's. Check
Yeah.
the P's. Pat Webb.
Mhm.
He tweets today, breaking, Liz Cheney has been accused of tampering with and coaching Cassidy Hutchison to
yes.
alter her testimony before the January 6th committee, according to House Oversight Report, which we actually have today.
We actually have that. And I have the top findings
Oh, my goodness. Look
from
at you.
that. Yes.
Well, she has been referred to the FBI for criminal investigation. Now, did you want me to go through the other dealio there?
Yes, I'd like you
Yeah.
to read the top findings, if you please.
All right. Well, Chairman Loudermilk releases second January 6, 2021 report. Washington today. Committee on House Administration Subcommittee on Oversight Chairman Barry Loudermilk of Georgia, District 11, released an interim report on his findings on the events surrounding January 6th, 2021, as well as his investigation into the politicization at the January 6th Select Committee. This report outlines criminal recommendations against former Representative Liz Cheney. She's the only one mentioned here. Number one, former Representative Cheney colluded with star witness Cassidy Hutchison without Hutchison's attorney's knowledge.
We always hated her. Just one look at Cassidy Hutchinson, and you can tell she was a twant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Number two, former Representative Liz Cheney should be investigated for potential criminal witness tampering based on new information about her communications.
Yep.
And, of course, number three, Cassidy Hutchinson's most outrageous claims lacked any evidence, and the Select Committee had knowledge that her claims were false when they publicly promoted her.
Treason.
Well, exactly. President Trump did not attack his Secret Service detail at any time on January 6th.
Or ever.
President Trump did not have intelligence indicating violence on the morning of January 6th.
Of course not.
Cassidy Hutchison falsely claimed to have drafted a handwritten note for President Trump on January 6th.
Convenient.
Representative Cheney and Cassidy Hutchison baselessly attempted to disbar Hutchison's former attorney.
Gonna tell the truth, I guess.
My God, I'm stunned. There's so much here. Former Representative Liz Cheney used the January 6th Select Committee as a tool to attack President Trump at the cost of investigative integrity and Capitol security. And there's all of these things. There's just, you can't hide. There's no defense for that. It's all out there publicly. All this stuff. I remember seeing nightly news. Liz Cheney and the Select Committee is, right?
Right.
The January 6th Select Committee was improperly constituted, by the way, and lacked authority. The January 6th Select Committee neglected or withheld evidence from its final report and deleted voluminous records it should have preserved. The Department of Defense scapegoated the Washington, D.C. National Guard to distract blame from senior leadership. Now, Acting Secretary of Defense Chris Miller, he dismissed President Trump's order.
I don't know if we need to read the whole thing.
We get down here to the janitorial stuff.
Yeah, right?
It's important.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple more. So the FBI and Capitol Police both failed to investigate the individuals responsible for building fake gallows on Capitol grounds on January 6th.
Right.
Who said they were fake? I'd like to know who said they were fake. I think they were genuine, and they knew it was for the Capitol Police and the FBI and all the scumbags on the, in there trying to certify a fraudulent election.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that was awesome. Like, I forgot all about that until just now.
Well, and you just look over this and you just come away with one word in your mind. It's treason.
Yes.
And these people seriously need to be executed.
Right. They do.
Don't talk
There's
to me
no
about
pussyfooting
prison.
around it.
Don't,
Absolutely.
Don't go there.
So the subcommittee published more than 44,000 hours of CCTV footage from the Capitol, all edited and spun and twisted by Pelosi's daughter, the filmmaker.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and all with the same. We all know the joke about the media. Like, you see, they'll show you the picture of the boot on the neck of the child, and then, somewhere else you'll see the whole picture where, it was a goof off and the kid is holding the boot on his own neck. You know what I mean? And this is how the media twists and spins things and makes people believe narratives that don't exist. And that should be executable too. The subcommittee conducted an extensive review of the investigation into the 2 pipe bombs on January 5th and 6th, and that report is set to be released within the next few days. That's going to be really interesting because we all know who it was. So it was the feds in collusion with Antifa.
Yeah.
The Pantifa. Yes, the Pantifa. So I make them sound cooler than they are. It's Pantifa. Yeah, there, that's better. Yeah. So
I just like saying FBI. It rolls off the tongue so much easier.
Yes. So federal bullshit instigators, that's what I call them.
Well, and one thing through all this, with the whole Pantifa thing, with the Patriot Front thing and everything else.
Oh, them too, yeah.
You think about the FBI. There's the FBI. There it is. All right. the beautiful FBI. And all our young guys, they want to grow up and be an FBI agent. And so they do all the stuff they got to do to get into Quantico, and then they get into Quantico and they do all that work, and they're out there exercising with Jamie Lee Curtis or whoever that is. What's her face? The redhead.
Exercising with the red. Jane Fonda?
Hannibal Lecter. What's her face?
Jodie Foster.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, they're out there exercising in the sweats with her, and they're doing all their stuff, and they're doing it for justice. They're doing it for the American way because they want to be a special agent for the FBI. Damn it, right?
Yes.
You'd think there's nothing more American than that. So how is it that through all of this, and I'm not just talking about this, I'm talking about the Anthony Weiner laptop, the Hillary Clinton stuff,
we'll get there.
Barack Obama, everything else. Why is there not scads of FBI agents all out on everybody's podcast who will take them, telling them the truth? Where is that?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. No,
that's the only reservation I have about this stuff.
Right.
Because it's like if they can make you believe something through the mainstream media.
I'll tell you why. They don't do that because then that's admissible. And if you contradict yourself with direct testimony, you screw yourself. So it's always the less said, the better in those situations.
Unless it's the narrative.
You
that
save
you're
it.
Supposed to listen to and believe.
Right. Yeah. Save it for the official transcript. Exactly.
There you go. So, yeah, I remember, what was his name? Glenn from the boldrepublic.com.
Yes.
Glenn.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I forget his last name.
Me too.
Glenn used to do, he does Wyoming radio. And he also had a podcast. And he actually
He used to be on Fox in the morning with us.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to drive me nuts now.
He actually got an interview with Liz Cheney when she was first running for office.
I remember that.
Good for you. Okay,
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Wow.
So he had an interview with her, and I remember watching the interview because I watch Glenn's shows all the time, and I'm watching the interview, and I'm listening to this woman, and she's supposed to be on, the right side of everything, and some of the things that she was saying, you're just kind of like, do you even know what you're getting into? Surely you can't, because if you did, you wouldn't say that, right? There was some things there, and he wasn't trying to catch her in anything. He was giving her a very soft interview, all the nice questions and stuff. But some of the things that she was coming out with, it was questionable right off the hop. So, yeah, there's that. And then, of course, we've seen ultimately what it's culminated into, just another younger, dare I say, more pretty Hillary Clinton.
Not even close. She's a Miss Piggy.
Oh,
she looks
you're
just
right.
like Miss Piggy.
You're right. I stand corrected.
They're all ugly on the inside and the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really they are.
They are. True.
So I don't know. Well, there's referrals to the DOJ. Okay. Well, good. That's something. That's pretty rare.
Well, the good thing about this occurring now is it's soon to be our FBI and our DOJ.
Well, I don't know. Is it though? Because it's kind of like, now you're thinking Twitter is our X. Well, there's still Twitter employees that work there. Right. Just because Elon axed 70% of the staff, all that means is that 30% of the liberal morons that are still banning accounts are still there. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. He brought in a couple of key people. Yeah, he did, like 12 of them, from what I remember. And then he names a WEF scumbag the CEO, and off he goes to, help Trump.
Right.
Right?
Right. Well, she also works for Trump. Again, it's the assumption. You haven't spoken to her. I haven't even heard her speak. But she has done good things that we as patriots would consider good things. So I say when you're in that world and you have to walk that line because you have interests.
Right.
And if you're there specifically for a purpose, perhaps, intelligence gathering and whatnot, Look at all the Democrats coming over now, and some had no problem coming over, and some it took longer. You know, deals are made, sides are switched, things happen, and that's just the nature of it.
But ultimately, where that leaves the American voter is just out in the cold and take what we give you,
Well,
right?
Up till this point, yes. But this is why I always say and scream that we have to remember that we don't have to settle for who they put in front of us. All right, here's Joe Democrat and here's Jack Republican. And if we don't like either of them, well, we're allowed to say that. And we're allowed to demand someone that we want, which is essentially what we did with Trump. You know, we weren't having it. And it's essentially what we're doing with all his appointments as well. So, but this is something that has to be, you know, absolutely non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
And every American needs to feel this way for it to be successful. You know, and that's why it drives me crazy. Yeah, I understand why we had to have RFK and how that helped us make it too big to rig and win the election. But I don't think it's okay to now start fangirling over Tulsi Gabbard, who has always given me a very bad gut niggle.
Yeah.
And, you know, who didn't have such a massive fan base in the first place that we absolutely needed her.
No.
You know, so, yeah,
Well,
I'm not about bringing former enemies on board just
No.
because I can. It's one of those just because you can doesn't mean you should.
But I'll bet you serious money.
As director of national intelligence, no less.
Like, yeah, okay.
Exactly.
I would never run my restaurant, but here's the thing. If Hillary Clinton went and had a dinner at Mar-a-Lago last night, and the Donald Trump accounts went and put out, well, Hillary is going to be heading up my blah, blah, blah now. I'm telling you, instantaneously, everybody would be like, oh, Hillary, okay. Everything's
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I totally disagree. First of all, he'd never do that. And second of all,
deals are made.
yeah, but Tulsi never committed treason as far as we're aware. You know what I mean? Like she never, you know, child sex trafficked as far as we're aware. She didn't commit treason.
As far as we know, you're clean.
She didn't have MS-13 assassinate, you know, staffers because they knew too much. So there's a big jump between Tulsi and Hillary.
Okay.
But if you'll remember, when Tulsi first came on the scene to run for president as a Democrat,
Yeah.
my first inclination was they're running her because they can't run Hillary.
Right.
And they can play her, you know, they don't even have to teach her. They can just run her.
Yeah.
And that was my first impression then.
Well, and you look at her past and some of her schooling and some of the other things. If you don't look right at the military record, oh, she was in the military. That's okay.
Yeah, well, so was Benedict Arnold. So was a lot of people. So was Dan Crenshaw.
So is
Ethos
Vindeman.
Pisser. So is Vindeman.
Yeah.
Exactly. Absolutely 100%. But
Right.
I mean, she still supports. Now we're supposed to believe she's like, you know, diehard conservative MAGA patriot. And the chick once spoke to gun control. The chick spoke to the climate crisis. I mean, these,
Hello.
these are all massive red flags.
The chick comes from
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Exactly.
Hello.
Like liberal central. Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you can't get worse origins unless you're literally sitting in the tent with bin Laden.
Yeah. I
Right,
mean,
yeah, seriously.
And to me, there were so many more other Democrats who've always been centrist, who didn't buy into the stuff, who didn't simp for the cabal interests in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just me. Yeah.
I don't know. And that's why, you know, a lot of people don't know what to make of all this stuff. It's like the drones. What are the drones? Oh, it's got to be aliens. Oh, it's got to be this. Oh, it's got to be that. There's so many stories just in like the last week have come out about these drones and you know, it's George Soros. No, it's Bill Gates. No, it's, you know, just on and on and on.
Well, before we move on, and we do have to move on because we have a pattern, and you know I recognize these things, that we spend the first half hour on the first story. And we do that like every single day. So I'm going to take note of that, and tomorrow I'm going to make sure it's a really, really good story. Bezos is also donating millions to Trump's inauguration.
Yeah, hello.
And you're seeing people donating left and right to the inauguration. And
that they're not invited to.
somebody just, I can't remember the particulars now because I'm like half comatose, but somebody just donated $100 million to one of America's interests. And I can't recall who that was.
It's just 100 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to that person, it was. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Scratch that. I'm tarded. It's the story we're gonna get to about Elon later on. It was
All right.
Elon. Never mind.
All right. Well, let's roll from this and get on to the next one from good old Mario Nawfal.
Right. RFK was one of them, Mike. And I did say in the beginning about RFK, you're bringing on a guy who stood by for decades while the cabal destroyed America and killed his own family and didn't speak up.
Right.
So, you know, maybe it was his health issues. Maybe he genuinely was as afraid to get, you know, Kennedy as the rest of his family. So, but, you know, yeah.
Now he's got Trump security.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Mario Nawfal,
Yes.
the great Mario Nawfal,
Uh-huh. He loves to say that.
post a picture of Elon Musk and Farage. Yes, the great Farage.
No. Oh, yeah. Is that number 2?
Farage and Elon meet at Mar-a-Lago,
Yes.
teaming up to save the West. UK Reform Party leader Nigel Farage and Treasurer Nick Candy met with Elon at Mar-a-Lago, marking a powerful alignment of minds.
Yes. And more than that.
Dedicated to the future of Western civilization.
Yes.
Farage and Candy, quote, "We only have one more chance left to save the West, and we can do great things together." The meeting highlights their shared mission to challenge failing leadership, restore common sense, and defend Western values. With Elon and Farage working together, the message is clear. Change is coming. Oh, yes.
Well, I'll tell you why change is coming. Not
Alrighty.
that I haven't already told you for years and years and years, but let me tell you again. Elon just donated $100 million to Farage's campaign. So he's going to be doing the same thing with Farage in the UK as he did with Trump in America.
Okay.
So,
But now that's not the quadrangle, so Elon's going outside the lines now, right?
no, not at all. Elon has his own lines. Those are Trump's lines.
Oh.
Those are Trump as POTUS lines. Everybody's got their own mission.
Okay.
And the mission is to free the West from the cabal in its entirety.
Yep.
Just because you have certain leaders that will patrol their own area of the quadrangle, you know, everybody needs to be brought on board at some point to free the planet from the cabal in its entirety. They just overwatch when it's done.
Yep.
So the UK, as we know, is in massive, massive trouble, you know, with the immigration and all the stuff like we are. Everything that we have, the UK has. The one thing the UK doesn't have is a constitution. So they can't fight back like we can.
Okay, quit falling prey to it. It's not immigration. Yeah. Nope.
You know what I mean?
Invasion. Well, yeah, I know what you mean,
Right.
but it's like talking about our democracy.
Everybody knows what I mean. It is an immigration issue. Whether they're illegal, but it's still an immigration issue when you want to talk about policy. So that's why I say that.
I guess I missed that part in 300 where Leonidas was, you know, funneling them all into his immigration office. I guess I didn't see that.
I don't remember anything about that in that at all. So irrelevant. Okay. Now, he's donating $100 million to ensure that Farage wins so he can clean house just like Trump is cleaning house.
Question, isn't that corruption?
No.
No?
Why?
Buying a candidate for power?
He's not
Really?
buying a candidate. He's supporting a candidate that he wants to see win. That's what everybody does in every election in history.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
That's what everybody does. Hey, I sent money to Trump.
Mhm.
Wasn't $100 million, but I sent money to Trump. It's an investment, Bubba. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And he's making, just like he made a significant investment in America, he's also making a significant investment in England. And what did we just talk about? New York to London, underground, under the ocean, 53 minutes, the bullet train.
$20 billion, yeah.
I think it was trillion.
Oh, was it?
It was trillion. Yeah. So, of course, he wants to see the UK as free and secure and, fair as possible and not overrun by terrorists.
Right.
And draggy scum. Yes, absolutely. So I think that's awesome because it's just following more of what I said would happen. I said once it happens in America, UK will follow, and then, Ireland will follow, Scotland will follow, and Wales will follow, and then France might follow, and Spain might follow. Spain has it the roughest. I always say Spain and Italy have it the roughest because they're the closest in proximity to Africa. You can just get on a rowboat in Africa and hit Spain or Italy. So, yeah.
Wow.
But this is the way it'll go. It is a domino effect. The dominoes aren't just, the American swamp falling one at a time.
Right.
It's the world, all the corrupt in the world. So, and it's begun. It's begun before they've even gotten inaugurated.
Yeah.
So to me, that just shows the veracity of the plan.
Right.
So
it's good news.
it's very good.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It is.
Super good news.
Super good news.
Yeah.
All right, moving on today, we're going over to the American Conservative. MSNBC host Stephanie Ruhle says it was nearly impossible to get Kamala Harris on the phone, but Trump picked up immediately.
Right. This clip's funny.
Quote, he told me to go F myself, but was still able to connect with him, she says. And you were going to watch this?
Donald Trump had that crazy rally at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I
Garbage.
rolled the dice, and I called him on the phone. And he answered!
Of course he did! Of course! What'd he say?
And I wasn't calling to chit-chat. I said, Mr. President, this is Stephanie Ruhle. You made a lot of comments last night, blah, 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 blah. And it was not an on-the-record conversation. Long story, so I'm not going to get into what he said, but I called for one reason. I said, you just said a whole bunch of public things. I'd like to sit down for an interview with you. We got 5 days before the election. So we didn't get into anything. There's nothing for me to report. I called him and said, I want an interview with you. Obviously, he said no. But my point is, I was able to get to him by dialing his phone. Right. Now, that might be completely ape shit, and you're like, I can't believe people know this guy's phone number. Yeah. But the reverse of that, if I were to want to connect with VP Harris or President Biden, there's 50 people between me and that. I could write a note that maybe could get to somebody, then through Pony Express and a pigeon, something might end up in a mailbox near them. And I called DJT to say, yo, can I have an interview? He told me to go fuck myself, but I still was able to connect with him. Yeah.
But he still picked up.
There you go.
Right. So that's awesome. And it's so true. And that's the difference between authenticity and you remember that image after Biden stole the election and usurped the will of the American people and they started building fences and the National Guard was standing and guarding the Capitol and the White House and stuff.
There's still today 3 perimeters around all that, yeah.
This is literally that visual representation. So, you know, Trump is authentic. He's accessible to the people. He works for the people. This is why he's here, where the Democrats are there for themselves and they want to keep the people out and as far away from discovering the shady stuff they're up to as possible.
And he is not afraid to tell you to go F yourself.
That's right. Not at all.
There you go. Well, and again, last week I think it was, we were talking about the Trump family versus the Biden family, looking at the kids and offspring of each pair and looking at the complete polar opposite differences in almost every regard.
All right.
Except the fact that they mostly walk on 2 legs. Just looking at that, I mean, that should be very telling to people, right?
Right.
But again, this reporter here, being very honest with the interactions and stuff, she's literally telling you that there's all these steps to go through and maybe maybe through some act of miracle, get a sit down with the vice president or the president, and Donald Trump's picking up his own phone.
Right.
Like this
Exactly.
is just another case of the genuineness of character
Exactly.
that the person is. So,
Right.
you know, if you're worried about, you know, what's Trump going to do when he gets in? Is he going to do this? Is he going to hang them? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? Is he going to save the world? I think it's safe to say he will do what he says.
I believe so.
I think it's
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah. All right, now there you go. You say we're behind. We're not behind. It's 4:38. We still got 22 minutes left, and
Yeah,
we're
we've
just
got-
getting to the
Yeah.
last story before the double shot of the Papo. There you go.
No, there's 2 more to go. 4 and 5.
I am. What are they seeing? 5.
There's 4 and 5. I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at. Number 4, the UN jailing ex-users for misinformation.
Yes, the United Nations has ordered world
Right.
leaders to begin arresting citizens who share content on social media sites that challenges the official narrative.
Yes.
World leaders all signed new UN cascades declaration. It is a cascades.
We.
Does that mean that I'm speaking French, or did somebody screw up on spelling?
Nah, probably a little of both.
What is a cascades?
I can't see it right
Does anybody know what a cascades is? Because me and my French are very confused by this.
now. If it has anything to do with the UN, it's bullshit.
Well, there is that.
There
Yes,
is that.
mademoiselle.
Absolutely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I, of course, replied with my famous image that I love so much of the blue UN helmet with all the bullet holes in it,
Yes.
you know, and been like, "Hi, I'm Kate. You know, come and try it." So this is ludicrous. Who the hell do they think they are?
They are your government, and you will do as they say.
They are not. They're not.
Want to welcome latecomer, awesomest mother trucker is in the house.
So yeah, time to collect some blue helmets. It's just ludicrous. I think it's baloney. I don't think the story's genuine because they can't be that insane to
Well,
think they get away with it.
I don't see how, if you are an organization such as the United Nations, and if 94% of your entire operations budget comes from the United States,
Yes.
and if 89 point something percent of your military comes from troops from the United States, I don't know how you could possibly say something like that and have it carry off in the United States, or there too, Your Honor, enforce it anywhere else, because America's all about freedoms and choice.
Right. And we have a constitution that protects us from scumbag globalists. But I mean, the UN is the ones sex trafficking kids,
Right.
raping kids, transporting pornography, doing all this kind of stuff, and not delivering the aid. They're the literal middle of the laundromat for all of this stuff.
And let's not forget the $38.76 that I went and collected for them when I was a kid at Halloween.
Exactly.
I want that money back.
So they're on their way out too.
Yeah.
You know, all of these globalist organizations are going to be seeing an end. They've been nothing but, you know, grift and embezzlement opportunity.
True, but see, and this is the thing. It was kind of highlighted in, I think it was the 1998 movie Team America: World Police, made by Matt What's His Face there from Canada. They actually had it there that, you know, Hans Blix is going to write you a nasty letter. Literally, that's the weight of the UN. That's all
Right.
they've mattered to any country. Well, we're going to write you a letter, and you're in trouble now.
Yeah, right.
Right. So I guess the question now becomes, where do these guys get off thinking
Right,
that they in any way, shape, or form have the power to make these kind of decrees, right?
right.
Yeah. But like you say, UN, the open society, it's all WEF. It's all
Right.
globalist pigs.
And they're all going down.
they are all going down.
Yeah. And apparently, my sis says that Cascais a place in Portugal. Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
I have to admit, I know much about much, but I don't know much about Portugal, except they speak Portuguese.
Well, you see, I mistook that for French.
Yeah.
See, that was my problem.
Well, that's the problem with Portugal and Spain and France.
It's kind of like when they melded in their genetics, they also
They're
melded in their
mutts.
language.
They're
they
mutts.
came
Yeah.
up, is it right? Or are they just speaking French? Is Portuguese French?
Maybe
No,
that's why Italians are such snobs.
Ah.
Like Milan and Firenze. You go there and they look down on you big time, even if you're Italian. It's true. It's super true.
Ah.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Well, I love trivia at me. I love to learn stuff. I have to know everything. So thank you for that tidbit.
No.
Yeah. See, it's a mix of French and Spanish. See.
There we go. See, I was right.
Yes. As I usually am.
No,
Yes.
I said I was
I know what you said.
right. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, now we're getting to it because I've got my crap together. Here it is. Probably the most important story we're talking today.
It is.
Comes to us today from Josh Dunlap. And he says Adam Schiff claimed both his homes in California and Maryland as his principal residence in mortgage and election filings over the past 2 decades. This is fraud.
It's absolutely fraud.
Now, our good friend...
I have much to say about this story because my dear friend John Stubbins has been working on this with very important people for a couple of years now.
yeah.
And, we're going to eventually at some point be able to prove that he drugged that 11-year-old black boy and raped him to death and, had Anthony Bourdain executed because he witnessed it at some point. But until then, we can get him for fraud because this kind of stuff is illegal. It's illegal for just a civilian to do that.
Yeah.
So now you take a representative of the United States government living in one of those states and doing such a thing.
Who damn well knows better.
Right. Who also made up all that fraudulent stuff about Trump and even bought that there was a P tape that they were going to be selling to him and he showed up to buy the P tape. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That was funny.
No, Mike, he wasn't right. Moving on. So this is just this is the tip of the iceberg. So just like we got Al Capone for tax evasion
Right.
instead of all the murders, this is where it begins for Schiff. And a little bit more, I want to give a proper shout out to my friend John Stubbins and ask you to please go visit his website because he does a show on Tuesday nights. It's on
The
Hunt channel and a bunch of other channels you can get like on Roku and stuff. But go to johnstubbins.com/indivisible and that's his show. And he's got great guests on. He's had Trump on. He knows everybody. So he's a vet, great guy, my dear, dear friend. So check that out. And it's on tonight at 10 o'clock.
Well,
10 p.m. Eastern.
and not for nothing, John, but I've been trying to get some voiceover work at the hunting channel. And, well,
Yeah.
I keep sending them tapes just like this and doing some good manly hunting, and they just never call me back.
Oh, must be the stereotyping thing.
I don't type when I'm doing stereo.
Exactly.
That hurt.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. It hurts being a manly man.
It does.
It does.
Well, all right. This is a shock. I'm in shock.
Are you?
It's only 4:46 and we've done the stories.
I know. See, I'm like, lady, you're on crack. You don't know what you're talking about. We're fine for time. Just chill. Let's roll. I don't want to spend the next 12 minutes looking at Bob up there on the moon just walking.
Right. No, I hear you.
He's still up there.
I hear you. Let's see. What else can we talk about?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. American Airlines has ended DEI today. That's great.
Really?
Right on.
Wow.
It's about time.
So
I'm so grateful I didn't fly anywhere in the last decade.
Yeah. Does that mean they're actually going to fire all the Muslims who are airline mechanics?
I don't know. That would be nice. But yes,
God.
I did work for the airlines in a ticketing capacity at some point some years ago.
Yep.
And yeah, there are Muslims aplenty post 9/11. And it just blew me away.
Yeah. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Like there should be a permanent black ball on certain regions of the world not being allowed to work for United States airports. Like what?
There should even be. I should even be on a list of potential terrorists no deal with just for my impression of. Can I have some shoes?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we can tell the story really quickly because we have time now.
Mm-hmm.
Crash, when he was living in Canada, actually had a visit from our good old federal bullshit instigators once.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was in film school. Were you in film school at the time?
1996.
And he made up the Crimson Jihad. Right?
No.
That's
No.
what you said.
No.
That was where it came from, the Crimson Jihad.
No, I told you it's from the movie True Lies. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis.
He made up the Crimson Jihad.
I didn't make up the Crimson Jihad. The Crimson Jihad was the script writer.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you tell the story because it's your story.
Some Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it takes me back to the summer of 1996. Now, Americans were still under the impression they had rights and everything was good, right?
Right.
So this was on the down low. I actually got raided one night. I was seeing a girl from Vancouver. She was actually from where I was from, but she was going to school at UBC in Vancouver. And she had just left. It was a Friday night. She had just left to get on the ferry to go back to Vancouver. And so I sent an email. And, my buddy in film school, he was with me, and, he's friends of hers too. So he's like, sign it, Mohammed, leader of the Crimson Jihad.
That's it. Yep.
So I signed the email, Mohammed, leader of the Crimson Jihad.
Yes.
And when you next see a red van outside a government building, report back here immediately. And of course, in Canada, the couriers back in the day, 96, Dan Foss Couriers was one of them, and they have red vans.
Right.
So there's always a red van in front of a government. So, now we sent this at like 1:45 midnight on Friday night.
Yes, I remember you told me.
And at 5 a.m., so literally not even 6 hours later, I'm getting raided by a Joint Task Force, RCMP, and FBI.
Yep.
All led by what was his name? Inspector, the hell was his name? Inspector
Gadget.
Something. Yeah, Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
Kuzo?
No, the guy was like that. Seriously,
Oh, no.
after 3 or 4 hours of being interrogated by these guys, and then I had 10 computers at the time all networked together because a bunch of us used to do online gaming.
It is
and stuff.
no different today. Trust me.
So they're going through they're taking all the hard drives out. They're doing all that stuff. These guys are questioning me. I'm explaining they're like, who is Mohammed? Where's Mohammed? Are you Mohammed? Right?
OMG.
So I'm like, are you kidding? Because True Lies just came out. It was right. So,
My name's like Chris Taylor, dude. Like I'm about as far from.
Exactly. Like they're standing there looking at this Irish kid like, are you Mohammed? I seriously thought that this was some sort of punked thing or whatever. Right?
Yes, totally. I would have too.
I thought some of the film school people were setting me up.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. And no, these idiots actually thought.
Oh, no.
Right? So, long and the short of it is, like 6 months, Zimmerman, that was his name, Inspector Zimmerman from the RCMP in Tirana.
Yeah.
He sends me a letter. You want to know what was on the letter?
Well, it was on the letter.
6 months later, I get this letter. In the matter of Mohammed and the Crimson Jihad, yada, 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 yada. I mean, I even showed these guys this movie. We sat down, I put the movie on because, of course, on the back of the movie VHS box, it says blah, 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 blah,
VHS.
Crimson Jihad, but there's no Mohammed there. So it's like, okay, well, you got to see the scenes. This is a Hollywood thing, dude. No, what are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they actually did that. I
That's
got
crazy.
raided by a joint task force in Canada in 1996 over shit I was saying in email. So
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. How are you guys getting my private email? I don't remember CCing the FBI.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they didn't want to talk about that.
No. Yeah.
Well, now look at internet laws circa 1996 and tell me how that's a thing. Because, what was it, 2018, we just went through another thing. The U.S. Congress passed the internet, whatever law, and now
Neutrality, right?
the ISPs now have to give them all your information, and you can't go and download things. That's stealing, and Bill Gates will have, right?
Oh, those things, yeah.
The net neutrality thing.
Yes.
Right? And all these laws and regulations have come out specifically to the Western world, because that's pretty much where the internet is. Because it's hard to get cable internet in a mud hut.
Not entirely true. When I watch pirated film, it's often the subtitles are done by, and it's an Arabic person.
There's actually mud on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm talking 1996. None of those laws were written or in place yet. They were still doing. We didn't have any privacy. We never did.
We never did.
That's another story.
That is.
That.
And just for that, they all need to go to the scaffold.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, 100%.
Now, especially when it gets back to this Schiff guy.
Right.
This guy is one of the worst, and it wasn't long after the Hillary frazzle drip video, which I do want to say, because I've got some followers who have recently, we've been talking about the frazzle drip tape, and so many people come to me and they say, this thing doesn't exist on the internet. Well, it does. You just have to know where to look.
Right.
If you just do a search for frazzle drip right now on Google or any Brave,
If you
or
can find it, all of
any
it's
of those
been
things,
scrubbed.
well, it's not that. You don't find it. You find all of these posts that have been put out since
Debunking
then.
it. Yeah.
Debunking the thing, right? So people are actually coming to me going, well, you say you've seen it. I said, I have.
Yep, me too.
And they said, well, send me a copy. I'm like, well, I don't keep that shit. It's horrifying.
Right.
Like literal. Well, you were with me when I saw that the
Like
first
the
time.
Podesta tapes. I rage stroked for a week after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like literally these things turn your conception of reality
Yeah. It's just
and turns it inside out, throws it away. Nothing is what it's supposed to be. And people wonder, like, the gold guy there, he's asked me, UFO's asked me, Bubba has definitely been in countless X talks and asked me, why do you keep blackpilling everybody? And it's because when you see this stuff, when you see Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin, and you can recognize them
wearing a child's face. Yeah.
cutting off what was a living, breathing 8-year-old girl's face and wearing it in some sort of drug thing, man, I'll tell you, all you want is this woman dead.
Yeah.
And then all I ever see, and all I've ever seen since, is her just making $500,000 an hour speaking at universities and crap. And that's just a micro tip of the spear.
Well, that's what's important to us. Protecting the children is a critical thing. It's the safety of our children, the innocence of our children is sacrosanct, and it isn't like that to other people.
Yeah.
So, people get more incensed over ridiculous things
Right.
that don't really matter. But ultimately, it will all come back around. Personally, for me, I've wanted her dead since Benghazi.
Right.
The frazzle drip thing just, made me want to do it slower and more horribly.
Exactly.
But, and like we talk about it, she wasn't entirely responsible for Benghazi. So everybody that was, I feel the exact same way about.
Yeah.
So that's what, one of the things that radicalized me.
Well, and the whole thing now with this Schiff guy is, for everything that Hillary is, this guy's just as bad.
He's worse. He's worse.
Don't make any mistake. And Joe Scarborough.
Because Hillary doesn't talk about it. He blatantly goes the other way and accuses other people when he's done the most heinous scumbaggery things. And and Scarborough murdering his intern and getting away with it, sleeping with a Russian spy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything you hear It's true. It really is.
Well, it is, and I've told my my listeners that are on that thread there on my timeline. You gotta check it out. It's only 3 or 4 down. I will get a link. I'll go and source it out again tonight, and I will post it up for you. But
No, you won't.
no,
No, you won't.
why won't I?
Because you won't. Because we're not doing that. Why would we do that? Of that, first of all, you'd never find it. And second of all, we wouldn't do that. You could go to jail. You could go to jail just for, watching it on somebody else's server.
Unless it's Chinese, which is where you got to go.
Yeah, well, no, I don't even think the Chinese are immune from that. Besides, that's long been scrubbed, like I said. It's long been scrubbed.
Well, I hear you can still get it.
You can't even get the emails anymore that refer to Hillary and Obama's pizza parties at the White House on WikiLeaks.
Really?
They're gone. Yeah, I searched for them the other day. I had a big to-do with somebody because they said, oh, all those emails were fake, blah, blah. No, I literally read them myself on WikiLeaks when it broke, and now they're gone.
You spent days going through all that.
And I guess part of Julian's deal, and they're gone. They're gone.
Great.
Yeah. No, you don't want to see it, Mike. Trust me. You don't want to see it.
Yeah, no.
And let me tell you something. Here's the irony. Frazzle Drip isn't even as bad as what's on the Wiener tapes,
Oh, no.
on the Wiener laptop.
Well, and here's another thing, too. You think we're full of it? You think we're just shining you on? Check this out. A total of 11 New York
Yes.
Police Department officers,
Right.
from uniformed officers right through to 4 detectives.
Yes.
Okay. 11 of them have been written down and noted in the chain of custody of that laptop from its origin, where they got it right out of Wiener's possession.
Yes.
Okay. 11 NYPD cops. Today, those 11 cops, there is only one still alive.
I thought they were all dead.
I didn't get the memo on the last guy, but I did know, like as recent as 6 months ago, that 10 of them out of the 11 are dead.
They are. And one guy suicided himself in a nightclub, in the middle of a nightclub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
how
that's-
bad does that stuff have to be
That's plausible.
for you to do that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. These
And-
are hardened police detectives.
For those that don't know, Huma Abudin, the lovely Muslim who was with Hillary for the face-off with
Wiener's
Frazzle Drip,
ex-wife.
is Anthony Wiener's ex-wife.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Right.
They're just a bunch of sick people that need to be dealt with.
Yes. Very
Yes.
sick people. So, but I don't black pill because of that. Because you can't change that. And all you're doing is
Right.
going to make it harder for normies if they ever do discover that. Because then it's like a double whammy. They don't believe it. And then you're there black pilling about all the stuff we're trying to wake them up to. And now they're forced to be woken up. And it's,
But I thought if I was blackpilling somebody, I was waking them up.
No, when you black pill, you're being negative about the whole thing. You're saying that, it's hopeless and no justice will ever come.
I
and
get confused with the whole red pill, blue pill,
I'm
black
all
pill.
about the purple pill,
Muslim
not that
thing.
one.
I don't
Another purple pill. The one where both Republicans and Democrats, red and blue, because it makes purple, want to hang them all. That's the purple pill that I'm about.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I even have an image. I do.
I'm not saying you don't. Absolutely. Yeah, of course you have an image.
Right. Right. Well, that was good. And thank you for that little bit of extra. And we will be getting back to all that. I have no doubt at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And God willing, we'll still be here talking about it with you guys when that occurs, whenever that occurs. So thank you for coming to our show today. And we will be back again tomorrow at 4 p.m., as always, Eastern Standard Time. And in the meantime, visit Furycast.com. Subscribe to my Substack at zerodarkkitty.substack.com. Please share our streams on whatever platform you follow us on, because we are simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch and God only knows where else. We really, really appreciate it. If you like our work, consider a super follow if you're on Twitch, or if you're here on X, you can click the little dollar bill in my bio and send us a tip.
Yep.
Or you can send a donation to keep us caffeinated to paypal.me/Kate2010. And I love you more than catnip. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the
There you go.
FAFO.
Well, before we get to that, I've got the frazzle drip video here for you.
He's kidding. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. See, now we do that. I might become as famous as Mario
Yeah,
Nawfall.
great. That's what I need before Christmas. Yeah, okay. I got to give the puppy a bath.
There is that.
And I had to take that Ruger's pick of the day today, too, still. I'll take it in the bath. There
All right.
we go.
Well, don't forget, folks, we got a double shot of the FAFO, so here it comes at you.
Anger built up all day, and booyah, Big Right sends him into friggin' factory depot reset oblivion. I'm gonna come out with a friggin' 2x4 and crack saw dugging your friggin' ass into the depths of hell. Guys, weekend out, you always gotta watch out for this guy. The old man said, you know what, season's beatings, asshole, and now he is done. His Windows operating system shuts down, then reboots, and then shuts down once again. When you challenge Joey Roast Beef to a game of ping pong, you better believe he is all in. Especially when Fireball is on the line, try to avoid people like this, but booyah if you can't. You knock them out, and you walk off like a straight mother effing G. Got called in on the weekend to work, pissed off somebody ate his Lunchables, and now the whole world is crumbling. He's trying to approach the alpha male, but surprise, big left hook. Crosses over, and booyah, if you plan to spit, prepare for a hit. Baywatch in the red shorts looking for some trouble, comes in with a sucker shot, and booyah, lays him out. Nothing says I trust you more than holding up your buddy just to bring a branch down on your dome and knock you back into the MC Hammer era.
And now, the Walmart tapes.
Well, if you're gonna be stupid, you might as well go all the way, because when you play stupid games, you end up winning stupid prizes just like that, and a mouthful of friggin' vinegar it looks like in pickles. Here's this man ordered a drawbridge off Wish.com. He's testing the durability, and it absolutely fails as he gets dumped into the hepatitis hell water. This guy just a flip-a-doodle-doo right off the slide trying to be that cool guy. Time to take a quick look at this painful replay. Will it be contestant number 1 at Walmart with the flip-a-doodle-doo? Complimentary pickle in the mouth for his freaking efforts. Or will it be contestant number 2 who ordered a drawbridge off Wish.com and found out why he got it for so cheap as he falls into the depths of hepatitis hell water? Great job, sir. Or will it be Derek who got light on his feet from drinking too much Bud Light? Leave that up to the judges and the experts, as always, in the comment section.